Welcome everybody to the first pay-per-view for TEW 2020 here in my WCW 2003 save. It's time for WCW WrestleWar, main evented by a cage heat match between Bill Goldberg, Chuck Palumbo, Mike Awesome, and Scott Steiner for the WCW World Title, a Booker T vs. Kanyon #1 contenders match, Mysterio Jr. vs. Jeff Jarrett for the US title, Mesias taking on the Macho Man, and a lot more. So let's get rolling. As we start out, with a pre-show 6-woman match involving 2 women from my dev fed just because I needed to make up the numbers. We have Jordan Cole, Celine Cartier, and Emi Sakura defeating Amber O'Neil, Katarina Waters, and Wissina Busick in 14:36 when Cole pinned Busick. Just your standard, pre-show match to get some people on the card who don't have a pay-per-view match. Everybody did pretty solid. Only one who really isn't quite ready for the oh god damn it, I'm doing this in Puerto Rico. Screw you. Well, yeah, I already started the show, so there's nothing that we can really do. Hey, mistakes happen. What can you do? We're in Puerto Rico. Hey, Puerto Rico deserves a pay-per-view too. Okay? Anyway, let's get rolling. This isn't the end of the world. Next up, we've got an 8-man pre-show tag team match where we've got Dustin Rhodes, Fit Hindley, Jason Rhodes, and Jason Jett and Konnan going over Lance Storm, Kaz, and Jen Dragon Stasiak in 1944 when Konnan submitted Kaz with a ziplock. This got a 67. Everybody did pretty well. Lance Storm highlighted things with a 70. Fit Hindley was the lowest at 47, but a pretty solid match overall. So we start out things with our basically pre-show opening video focusing on the World Title 4-way, the Booker T Kanyon match for the #1 contendership, and the Mesias Savage match because it's the return of Savage after a couple months layoff going off a monster. So this gets a 79. And in our opening match, Morningstar defeated Scott Taylor in 12-10 by pinfall at the last rights. Morningstar makes defense number 3 of the Cruiserweight title. This gets a 65. Really solid match. This is just a straightforward Morningstar gets a clean win, just to further imbue himself as sort of the top Cruiserweight at the moment. And Morningstar celebrating gets a 46, because why not? In our next match, we had a bout that had a decent reaction, but subpar wrestling. Gail Kim defeated Beth Phoenix in 11:29 by pinfall using Undertaking tactics. This gets a 49. Unfortunately, in this version of the world, Beth Phoenix and Gail Kim don't seem to click, so that's unfortunate, but, not the worst thing. Basically, just Gail Kim chooses to win, and she looks to be, in line for a title shot in the future. And Gail Kim celebrating gets a 54. After that, we have Shane Helms coming out with Gigantes, and he's like, it was a travesty of justice that not only did I get screwed out of being in the World Title 4 once, but twice. So, since W officials clearly don't want the next icon, the next man who will break your hearts, the next big thing in wrestling, your superstar, Shane Helms, on pay-per-view, I'll make my own space. So if anybody wants to get super kicked, come on and face me. So after a moment, Alex Wright music hits and he comes out. He shares a look with Gigantes because they used to be partners way back in the earlier days. But then the match is on. Shane Helms versus Alex Wright. So that gets a 69. Solid stuff. And Shane Helms defeats Alex Wright in 13:09, and about had a great heat and good wrestling. Pinfall. After a super kick, then holding the ropes. That makes a lot more sense than. Oops. Yeah, okay. Next up, and then Helm celebrating gets a 71, so not too bad. Then we had our, wow, this was really freaking good. This is a lot better than I thought it would be. Again, I have to quit underestimating these Air Raid tag title matches. Anyway, Air Raid defeats Silver City Rollers in 13:35 when Air Paris pinned Cash with a diving leg drop. They make defense number 1 of their WCW World Tag titles, but like I said, this gets a 78. Both guys have excellent chemistry, so there you go. And then Air Raid celebrating gets a 59. Next up, we had our sort of a big match here, as it was Billy Kidman taking on Rob Van Dam. Billy Kidman has sort of been trolling RVD by screwing him out of possible world title shots. So basically, this is so near the end of the match. We have basically RVD's on the outside, and I need to change this. I'll double check his, because he should have just had the Kid Crusher and Shooting Star Press as like an Uber feature, but I'll double check that. But anyway, as we're like on the outside, so like Billy Kidman and RVD are both down and out on the outside of the ring. And no, actually what's happening is Billy Kidman is like, basically complaining to the ref about something inside the ring, keeping him occupied, sort of on the opposite side of the ring where Rob VD is on the outside recovering. He gets up, a woman at ringside sort of yells at him, and then as he gets a little closer to her, all of a sudden she gouges him in the eyes, jumps over the railing, just like kicks the crap out of him, and it's like this like not big as in like huge, but like big as in like buffish, like a fitness model. A red-haired chick like kicks the shit out of RVD because he got him unaware, and even sprayed him with like some mist, or not mist, but like perfume, or what looks like perfume. And then she rolls him in, like she leaves him out. Billy Kidman comes out, goes back inside, hits the Kid Crusher, and then just hits the Shooting Star Press for the pinfall victory. So this gets an 80, and her gimmick, trashy model, did not do that great, but oh well, what can you do? And then Kidman making out with April got a 28 because she's not over at all, but whatever, it's worth it. Then in our WCW Women's World Title match, Angel Foxx defeated Lexi James in 11:30 by pinfall with an Angel Snap. 52, perfectly solid match, and just a clean win to solidify Angel as the new Women's World Champion. And Angel Foxx celebrating gets a 45. Then in a match that had fantastic heat and great wrestling rather, not enough selling actually. Mesias defeated Macho Man Randy Savage in 8:14 by pinfall with the Crucifix Powerbomb. So this is just a mauling. Like this is just like Savage brawling at the start, but eventually Mesias just takes over, throws around. Like Savage tries to fight back a little bit, but eventually it's kick, wham, bam, all over the ring. Crucifix Powerbomb. Mesias gets the win in 8 minutes, right in the middle of the ring. Not selling, because of course it did. And then afterwards, Mesias and Vampiro are destroying Savage along with Lestat. When coming out of the back, DDP makes a save. He makes a save with a chair. The Deadpool scatter. DDP helps Savage up, and there you go. Gets an 85. Then we had our U.S. title match as Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Jeff Jarrett in 17:29 by pinfall to Springboard Hurricanrana. This is despite Shane Douglas running in, like trying to interfere against Rey, but Rey's able to fight him off and still get the win over Jarrett. He makes defense number 2 with U.S. title. This gets an 81 because both these guys are really good, actually in ring. And then Rey Jr. escapes with the title as Jarrett and Douglas fume inside the ring, and this gets an 82. So then we have Kanyon and Laurer making their entrance. This gets a 99. And then in our number one contenders match, okay. So this was, okay, so maybe I shouldn't have done this as not the end of the world. Anyway, regardless, in an XXL match, Kanyon defeated Booker T in 1953 by pinfall with a flatliner. So this is pretty much clean. Like, Kanyon cheats, he hits low blows, he uses snaps off the ropes finish, but at the end of the day, Canyon's able to hit a flatliner in the middle of the ring after a brawl outside, and after everything gets back inside, he's able to hit Booker T with a flatliner in the middle of the ring and get the pinfall victory 1, 2, 3. So this gets an 80, and then Kanyon and Joanie celebrating also gets an 80. So then we have Goldberg entrance getting 87, and then I'll go over how the match is supposed to happen regardless of how they do the entrances. But basically, this is a cage match. It's basically like your quasi Hell in a Cell match. So, it's Goldberg, it's Palumbo, it's Awesome, and it's Steiner. So this is just, the first couple minutes is just an all-out just chaos, everybody throwing everybody around. But after, 4 or 5 minutes in, Goldberg's down, and then Steiner is able to hit, basically able to hit a huge sort of belly-to-belly or belly-to-back suplex on Palumbo, sort of right in the middle of the ring, and managed to get the victory and get the 1, 2, 3 and eliminate Palumbo. So the next couple of minutes are basically Steiner and Awesome trying to just destroy Goldberg. But after a couple minutes of this, Goldberg runs through a clothesline, comes back off the ropes, hit them both with a spear. So they're both down, but since they both can hit with 4 severe, so they're real quick back up. But then Goldberg's able to hit another huge spear on Awesome, forcing him to the outside. And then after a couple minutes of fighting, Goldberg's able to hit the jackhammer on Steiner to eliminate him. and then Awesome comes in. Awesome comes in from behind, gets a little offense, but then he goes for the Awesome Bomb. Goldberg is able to slip out, hit the spear, hit the jackhammer, and gets a pinfall victory. So going all that, yeah. So this gets a 77. I wasn't expecting to be like the biggest match ever, but really solid. Goldberg gets a 91, Palumbo 65, 70, Steiner 81. And then we end the show. The Horsemen are basically come out to do a run-in, because Kane is the number one contender. And, so everybody just comes out to attack Goldberg. All the other guys are gone because we're celebrating. Remember, and this is inside the cage. So, Kanyon is, Goldberg is trying to fight them off, but, it's a numbers game, as you'd expect. But, Goldberg's a valiant base, and he's a badass, so he, manages to fight them off a little, but eventually it looks like it's getting too bad, but then the crowd pops as both Sean O'Hare and Rhea Jr. comes down, and, everybody, pops as there's more of a fair fight, and this allows Goldberg to hit a spear on Jarrett, a spear on Douglas, and then grab Ric Flair, kick, wham, jackhammer. And then, the Horsemen sort of roll away, and, they sort of slink away as the babyfaces stand tall. So this gets an 82, so really solid pay-per-view. So let's give Goldberg some props for a great performance. Let's give AJ Styles some props for a great performance. And what the hell? Let's give Jeff Jarrett some props for a great performance. So let's run this through. The one thing is this did run on Saturday instead of Sunday because I didn't double check the days of the week that this was supposed to be actually running on, because I sort of assumed it would be a Sunday. But you know what they say about assumptions. So we'll double check this. We'll also... What's the word I'm looking for here? Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, right, okay. So, team in NWA and say Wildside. Fans amazed by it. Okay, great. WrestleWar. Oh, whoops. Okay, so. Ray, no. Okay. So let's first talk to Ray. Ray, this is new. This is a new era. Let's here, buddy. Thank you. Like, you can get a little smaller. Okay, just taking a lot here. Let's look at some mail. Okay. Ooh, Jeff. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Jarrett Styles in TNA before TNA. Yorkerland, okay. Jesus surprise large status, warming up phase, okay. He has 28 days remaining. Okay, I mean, I don't care because we've got other guys who can thank you. That's why I'm bringing in Borash. But let's look over a couple things as we end this cycle. So, where... Office. Where's my... There. Nope, there we go. Okay. First, let's... Okay, so just creative. Okay. Whoop, nope, that's my chemistry. Creative. Goldberg's number 1. Vampira's top heel. Booker's number 3. Steiner, Flair. Okay. Who's hot? Kanyon, Ray, Lexi James, Jarrett, Mesias. Who's not? Okay. Yep. Let's see here. Storylines. Where are you? Yeah. Okay. This is all solid stuff. Let me just see, is there any other... Okay, so everything else is on a Sunday. I just forgot to literally change that over. Okay. So we're a big size. So yeah. So yeah, we're big size now. As far as the rest of the world, now part of this is we don't have TV in Canada. That we still need to figure out how to fix that. Because we should have... Yeah. Actually, where do we have coverage? Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so we do now have TV in Canada. It just took forever. Huh. That was interesting. We didn't just have TV before, so it'll take probably a few months / year for things to catch up. But again, just to check out our roster real quick. So Goldberg is at a 92. So yeah, so he's about the same as he was. But let's see here. We had Booker take a loss. Did that really affect him much? Let's look at that popularity to check that. He was, okay, so he was at 88s, 86s, so not really. But let's see here. Kanyon did get a solid-sized win, so how did that affect him? Okay. Okay, so not really, but that would make sense as he's. But one guy who should have got a decent-sized increase was Mesias. Let's see here. Okay, so he was at. Yeah, okay, so he actually, yeah, he's up to, yeah, okay, so he gets a huge win. AJ. Angel Foxx, okay, so she's up to 30s. AJ Styles. AJ is up to mid-60s. And he started out in, yeah, so he's up a couple points, so that's a positive. Oh yeah, Ray Jr. Okay, so Ray Jr.'s up to 74s. Pretty much everywhere, and he was at, okay, so he was at 67s beforehand. So that's a positive. If we look at everybody's perceptions, so yeah. So yeah, these are sort of everybody who you'd consider. Our momentum, so we have lots, we have a couple, we have Cash, Kidman, Lestat, all these people who are red hot, white hot rather. Like, that's good news about like how momentum's considered. Is like, because I book people well, like the only people who are like ice cold are like my pure jobbers, people who are only on the B show, and like people who aren't losing. Meanwhile, like, because I give most people like some push, they're relatively happy. Let's see here. Oh, we need to upgrade. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Let's see here. Macho's unhappy, but he's also gone, so that's not too bad. Jeff Jarrett is slightly unhappy. Let's see here. I'll see if I can make him happy. Like, I'll give him till the end of the month to make him happy. But yeah, we're up to large, which is a positive. Let me see if that actually changes our storylines. Okay, so I think, yeah, this used to be, like, I think 60 or 50 when we were medium. But here's the thing, is, like, we've easily got, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah, we've got, like, multiple storylines running at high ratings, so we should be good. Our momentum's still really good. So, yeah. So, next month is Super Brawl. We can actually pre-book a couple things for Super Brawl already. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's book in for Super Brawl. For the world title. Pre-book that. And another match that we can basically pre-book. And make that for the women's world title. And I don't think we can quite, let me see here. I don't think there's anything else we can quite pre-book. Yeah, everything else sort of has to lead up to things. Okay. Well, just as a quick look, finance, still making some money, and backstage, still not too bad. But anyway, that's all for now. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and give this a like, comment below what you're enjoying and not enjoying, and subscribe to the channel for more fun TEW 2020 content. But that's all for now. Talk to you later, and adios.